and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the weekly Wednesday Wargaming questions and answers. It's an off the cuff video, guys. What that means is I record and upload. There is no fancy editing skills. You won't see my intro symbol at the beginning. I do have a transition button, so if something happens outside of my control, I can just stop filming and wait for it to finish, like heavy rain or loads of noise outside or something like that. These weekly Wednesdays are primarily a Q&A. You guys ask me questions, I answer them. They are primarily model focused. There's 98%, 99% GW stuff, and it's most of the time it's 4K stuff, because 4K is the hottest thing going right now. Sometimes there's terrain questions that come in. Sometimes there's information about myself and what's going on and around the workshop. Now, before I get into this, a lot of things to talk about today. Before I get into everything, I want to talk about commission Let's builds, commission painting, and custom terrain pieces. I talk about this every week, but just to let you guys know, I do custom commission Let's builds. Now, what that means is if you don't have the time and the space to build models, you give me a shout and ask for that service to build them for you. Painting as well, I can take it to battle ready standard, which you put on the table and away you go, or I can take it past battle ready standard and it's a bit more details done to it and stuff like that. Again, if you want that service, message me and let me know. And custom terrain pieces, if you haven't seen a terrain video, if you haven't seen a painting video, a Let's Build video or a terrain video, go back and check them out, guys, because custom terrain pieces are absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm still a little bit behind with the filament printer and phase 2, but I'm getting there. The more times I start looking at stuff and doing stuff with the scanner and the filament printers and everything else and the resin printer, the more experience I'm getting with it. So, I might jump the gun and say, look, this is what I'm going to do a little bit early, but it is what it is, and just I'm getting there. I sort of lost my way a little bit, not because of this, not because of that, but just with the way the work is and the sheer volume of work that we had to do. It sort of was just pressing my time a little bit, so I was sort of losing track a little bit. I'm halfway through building the Brutalis Dreadnought, and that's taken up a lot of time. I didn't think it was going to be as much of a big build as it is, but I've done a lot of work on it. There's still more work to do, and hopefully I have that done by the weekend, because I actually have the Wrath of the Soul King, the Wrath of the Soul King box here, which is the one with Vishtar and Ezreal and all those lovely bits, and I want to start working on that. But also where I've lost my way is I had a schedule of doing things, and everything was planned in. Okay, do this unit here this week, then the next time I'm doing this unit, then I'm going back to that, and I sort of lost my way a little bit. I think the Rogel Dawn battle tank sort of threw that all out of whack, and then Angron added to that as well. But I want to try and get back into that routine of doing. I'm still doing a routine, but I want to focus more on, let's say for example, the Lord of Makas World Eater box, and then after that do something for something else, and then going back and doing another one of those World Eater boxes, and then do something else, and then go back into that kind of routine, just to really push it forward. I mean, like those, I've got the Strike Force Augustus here, which has had the Desolator Marines to do and the heavier Assault Intercessors to do. I'm doing the Brutalis Dreadnought now, so I'm sort of halfway through that box. I've got combat patrols to do. There's a lot for me to do, but I want to, I've sort of lost my way a little bit. But then today, and it's a big shout out to Mark, absolutely fantastic guy. He came over, one of my viewers, he came over for a game, and we filmed it, and it's going to go up on the channel tomorrow, and it's absolutely just re-sparked my focus, and it was a fantastic game. I'm not going to give too much away or say anything else, but it's a fantastic game. 2,000 points, so already it's a big game for the channel. Arcs of Omen rules that we were playing, and what he pointed out to me is he's giving me information about an app that helps you pick armies and stuff. It's all up to date information, which I actually need, because the codex, obviously we all know codexes go out of date after a couple of months, but the points value from the codexes that I'm using to what they are now is totally different. But I will say, an amazing game. I'm very, very pleased with it. I'm very happy with the game. And playing with Mark is this level of sportsmanship, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You know, and it was very handy and it was very good, because if I'm filming, he would then be talking about something. So it's not me talking, and then it was, you'll see when I only looked a little bit of the playback and it looks fantastic. It was a really good game, but that's going to be edited and going up tomorrow on the channel for tomorrow's video. But because of that, and because of the way the game is played and how much enjoyment I got from it, that's really sparked a fire under me to keep getting things done. Where I was still getting things done before, but I was just at a slower bit of pace. Now I'm really going to push for that. And for example, the Gens leaders that I built on camera, I think it was a week or two ago, I built one model and showed you this is how they're done. It's very simple, very easy. I took that box into the house to build off camera. When I'm cooking the ones, then I'll just do a few bits on it. And they're still sitting there. I think I've got 4 models still to build on it, so 8 models in the box. So you can see what sort of just lost my a little bit. But now, because of that game today, how the level of sportsmanship and how much of a top lad this man is, it's really just sparked me to play. Now, in terms of the channel, he has different armies, okay, and the plan is for him to come up every couple of weeks and have a game. He lives just down the road, so that's fantastic. We both have little ones, so we both know the schedule of picking the ones from school and stuff like that, so it makes it handier. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. And the game he was playing, he has such a great knowledge of the game. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. There was things that I was stumped on, and he was like, this is what it is. Like, okay, that makes sense. You know, it's really good. Absolutely top man, fucking fantastic. There was things that I was doing wrong. I didn't know, I didn't realise, and he was like, this is what it is. I can't praise the man enough. It's actually a fantastic game, and hopefully, you know, there'll be another game in a couple of weeks, which I'm going to stop waffling on about it, because it was actually fantastic. I'm really pleased with it. I do have the Imperium magazine that arrived up. I have up to issue 62. Now, I did say last week that they're actually increasing it by 10 issues. So there's actually another 28 issues for me to get, but I will review those next week, because I'm sort of pressed for time now. It's late in the afternoon and little one's running riot. Where are we going? There's 2 questions I'm going to answer today, and then I'm going to bring you down and show you the vote. So, have you tried using any inks in the airbrush? No, I haven't. The airbrush for me, simply much like printers, the more I use it, the more I get experience with it. So I haven't used any inks in it yet. I've only done a few bits on with the airbrush. Not because I'm not afraid of it, I sort of lost my way a bit, you know, and I was just more focusing on trying to get things built. But now I'm going to be doing a lot more painting because of that battle report. That's really sparked me to get things done, and because of that I'm going to be doing that. But I haven't used inks in the airbrush, so I couldn't tell you any pros or cons or anything. That's great, fantastic. I can't do that, I'm afraid. But there's one thing that I would want to do, because also, like when I painted this young man, Kingpin, that model on Monday's painting video, that pushed me right out of my comfort zone, which I was actually dreading painting him. But then when I actually started getting into it, I actually really enjoyed it, and it was nice for me to be pushed outside my comfort zone and try new things like skin, eyes. They're not new things, but I always struggle with skin and eyes. and he has a white suit on. So painting that as well was like, oh, now I still might go over the white again and give it a little bit of more of a once over with some white scars, because it's a layer paint that goes on bright, dulls down. But apart from that, I'm very pleased with that. I've waffled on, I do apologise. Can you do some more Marvel Cross Protocol builds as I play both 40k and Marvel Cross Protocol, and it's nice to see a little bit something different once in a while. I've got a lot of Marvel Cross Protocol to build. Don't get me wrong, I do have a lot to build. I have, as it stands at the moment, I have 8 days of bank holidays to take, and there's another 3 coming up for Easter. So I should have 11 days of bank holidays. I will have to 10 days, 2 weeks. But we are pressed in work at the moment, so it's difficult to get that time. But it should be, I was told, after week 5. This is, that's the wind blowing polystyrene. This is week 4 for me in work. So after next week, I should have an idea what I'm going to get. And the plan is, let's say I was told not next week, the week after, you're going to have the 2 weeks holiday. Fantastic. Between now and then, I will start building like as many things as I can, because when it comes to that 2 weeks, I can then just do painting video in the morning and then do a let's build for the afternoon and start working through that way. Because with the game today, that's really sparks me. And I know some of you are going to be like, oh, I want to see this battle now, I want to see this battle. And I will say this as well, Mark's models, most of them are custom built, absolutely fantastic. A custom built Brutalis Dreadnought. I've given away too much, but it's wow. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to bring you down and show you the vote. There hasn't been anything changed too much, I don't think, because I had to clear the table and get ready for the game, so I didn't have time to swap things out. But as always, guys, chuck your vote in. How you vote for the Monday's painting video is you chuck a comment on this video saying I vote for X, Y, Z. Don't say I vote for everything, because it won't count. If you say it, there's 2 Space Marine heroes there. So if you said to me I vote for any one of those Space Marine heroes, that will count. Okay. Yeah, but also I'm going to say at this point, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, because it helps the channel in a massive way. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. And for everyone else that's already subscribed to the channel and been supporting the channel for all this time, massive thank you to all of you guys. So I'm going to bring down and show you the vote. Yeah. Right, starting off on the bottom tier, we have an Ancient, especially an Ancient. See, I noticed from the last time you've seen him, his base has been done, ready. We have Chaos Knights. There's a whole unit of these, but just there's only one there to represent them. We have an Autarch. We have a Farseer. We have a Lictor, which is the reason he's white is because he is a fine cast. We have Howling Banshees. That when I do paint these girls, they will not be painted with bone armor. They're going to be a totally mad, crazy color that I'm going to come up with. We have Horrors at the back here. We have Lord Typhus. Of course, we have Angron, of course. Second tier, we have the Commissar. I built him not so long ago on the channel. Unit of Chaos Space Marines. Demonettes. Sergeant Ripper Jackson. Engineer. Plague Bearers. We have Zodgod Warzenegger. We have Abaddon the Despoiler, or Abaddon the Despoiler, whichever way you want to pronounce his name. We have everyone's favourite that keeps getting voted for but doesn't win. It's the Chronomancer. We have the Space Marine Lieutenant from the Battle Force Augustus box. We have 8-bound. We have a Giant. And we have a Canoptic Doomstalker. Now the plan today, there was also a wild card. What the wild card is, you'll find out if it wins the vote. Now the plan for today was to get up early morning and do an hour weekly Wednesday, review the Imperial magazine and all that sort of stuff. But I didn't get up early enough. So when I did get up, it was just trying to tidy the table and sort the battlefield up ready for the game, and then a lot of flapping around. So I do apologise about it, guys. But this goes back to me losing my way a little bit. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to vote, guys. If you have a question for me, you can chuck a comment below on this video, okay, and I'll answer it. If you need an answer straight away, I'll give you an answer, but then I'll address it next week, Wednesday. Or you can go to Unique Wargaming Terrain Facebook page. There is a messenger button there. You can message me directly, and I'll give you an answer and then address it next week. Thank you for watching, everyone. Don't forget to vote. If you haven't hit the buttons for me, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.